From the studios of Books in Motion, this is Damon Abdallah reading Quest Strike, Book 11 in the Blade series by David Robbins. Now, let's begin with the prologue. The bag lady knew she was being followed. Ethel Kuntz halted and turned, her dark eyes probing the shadows of the alley to her rear. Her vision wasn't as keen as it had been, but she still detected the half-dozen or so vague figures coming toward her out of the gloom. Her heart beat faster. If they were the pagan warlords, she was as good as dead. They'd warned her to keep away from their turf, and that wicked one, Mickey, had promised to cut her from ear to ear if she ever showed her face again. Light, menacing laughter came from the darkness. Terrified, Ethel spun and ran as best as she could toward the street, 40 feet away. Her stout legs, afflicted with gout and arthritis, could do little better than shuffle rapidly. She considered discarding her precious knapsack, but she would rather die than part with all her worldly possessions. "Yo, bitch!" The familiar chilling voice made Ethel gasp. Mickey. Oh, God. Why had she decided to visit the clinic tonight of all nights? She could have tolerated the pain until morning. "Hey, Ethel! I'm talking to you!" Mickey called out. "Yeah, Grandma! Don't be running out on us!" someone else added. Ignoring them, Ethel concentrated on the well-lit street, on her salvation. If she could get out in the open, somewhere other people were present, the pagan warlords might leave her alone. Her plan to use the alleys and avoid the gang had turned out to be yet another of her great ideas, ranking right up there with her decision to divorce Bob and move in with Zeke. No one in their right mind would have given up a dependable husband like Bob for a lazy alcoholic like Zeke. But she had. So much for true love. A grin creased Ethel's thin, dry lips as she neared the street. Only 20 feet to go, she estimated happily. Maybe the warlords were going to let her leave. Maybe they were only toying with her. Maybe Mickey didn't really want to slash her throat. But her grin died the very next moment. Strong hands seized her arms and held her in place. Stark fear rippled through Ethel, and she froze. The pressure on her arm hurt. Protesting, though, would only entice them further, and the last thing she wanted to do was get them mad at her. Out of the corner of her eyes, she detected movement in the dim light. 5 pagans stepped into view in front of her. They were all attired alike, wearing jeans and their colors, their black leather jackets bearing the white skulls on the backs. "Some people never learn," commented Mickey, a thin guy in his late teens or early 20s. His pale complexion fit his high-pitched voice. "Hi, Mickey," Ethel said in greeting, beaming her friendliest smile, self-conscious of her 3 missing upper front teeth. "Don't hi me, lady," the warlord snapped. "Please let me go," Ethel said. "I haven't done anything to harm you." The fingers on her upper arms were digging into her flesh, gouging her through the flimsy fabric of her baggy dress. Mickey sighed and shook his head. "You were told to stay out of this area, weren't you?" "Yes, but—" Ethel began. "I don't want to hear no lame excuses," Mickey told her angrily. Ethel couldn't help herself. "But the clinic is here. Where else am I going to go for my medicine?" "What do you think we care, woman?" Mickey rejoined. "We've tried to explain it to you, but you just won't listen. There's other clinics you can go to. This one ain't no better than them." "But the other clinics are too far away. I don't want to travel all the way to Hawthorne or South Whittier." "What you want doesn't matter to us. All we care about is what we want." "I've spent most of my life in this neighborhood," Ethel remarked sorrowfully. "I can't leave here." "You can die here," Mickey pointed out, smirking. He placed his right hand on her shoulder. "Look, Ethel, we tried to be nice about this. We told you how it is. Our customers don't like to see scuzzy types like you waltzing around when they cruise down here to buy their goods." "Drugs are a dirty business."
Sample complete. Ready to continue?